Hello YouTube, this is Kitty Clinical here with another video, and today we're going to go talk about the medical school acceptance rates by race or ethnicity. And I want to ask the question, should you reveal your race or ethnicity? Because you do have the option to not do it, right? You have the option to decline. And based on these numbers, I'm here to report plainly and out in the open that it is in your best interest to tell people in the medical school admissions process what your race or ethnicity is. When you're filling out the application, statistically, it is in your favor to report that information. If you are okay, so I guess let me be a little bit more frank here. So what I'm specifically referring to here is the unknown category. Those who declined to tell people what their race or ethnicity was had a 38% chance of being accepted, which is 5% lower than the total average. The overall picture here was the overall, if you did, whether or not you did it or not, if you got accepted, you were in the 43% of those accepted. Whereas if you did, and you know, you could put yourself in any of these brackets, but the important thing here is that those who got accepted had were regardless of what your race or ethnicity was, 43%. Out of those who declined to say what their race or ethnicity was, 38%. Now, if you did tell them what it was, but you wrote other, you know, it's a little bit lower than that. But I mean, that's a little bit more controversial, right? Because if the exception would be if your race or ethnicity was something that wasn't on the top 6 categories. Because if you're not in the top 6 categories, or you're not in the multiple race or ethnicity pile, then maybe you should say that you don't want to tell people what your race or ethnicity was, because your chances are technically 1% higher if you look at this chart. So it is interesting, and it's quite something that is remarkable that we as a society put so much stock into race and ethnicity, not only from a socioeconomic, socio-political standpoint, but also from a medical school admission standpoint, which is something that bears real-world applications to you, the viewer of this video. I'm assuming that most of the people watching this video are applying to medical school, or are in medical school, or are interested in medical school, or are otherwise interested in clinical or knowledge or medical school admissions processes, residency, fellowships, what have you. So again, this is me in this video simply saying, based on this data, it is in your best interest to tell people what your race or ethnicity is, with like a very small exception of like if you're not white, Native Hawaiian, Hispanic, Latino, Black or African American, Asian, American Indian, or Alaska Native. If you're not any of those, or Spanish origin, whatever. So if you're not any of those top 6 categories, then you are, and you're lumped into other, then maybe it makes sense for you to decline to say something. But that being said, if you are declining because you're multiple race or ethnicity, then you absolutely should tell people that you're multiple race or ethnicity, because you have a 47% chance according to this data. I mean, listen, I'm simply reporting the statistics here. Take it for what it is. Take it for a grain of salt, because realistically, truly what I mean is the GPA matters, the MCAT score matters, your letter of references matters. Those are all way more, vastly more important than the race or ethnicity. But if you disagree, if you think the race ethnicity card is like a very, very big deal, and it's quite frankly amusing that the numbers don't lie, I'd be more than happy to have more conversations about you, because I think it is an interesting debate. You know, we talk about the prisoner's dilemma here, whether you should tell someone you did something or not, whether you should whether you should report information. Is it in your best interest to do that? And in this situation, just looking at the numbers, probably yes, it is. Even if you're Black or African American, it looks like it's 1% higher to tell people that you're Black or African American versus declining to say anything. So anyway, I hope this video finds you well. I hope you found this video interesting. Leave a comment down below for any questions or concerns. Don't be afraid to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.